Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Hello everybody, the old captain here. Hugo writes, and this took a while for me to kind of compile. Hi Aaron, I'm an 18-year-old accounting student. You saved me from majoring in finance. Good. From Canada that needs your help when it pertains to what it really means to be a man. Growing up, my father was seldom in the household, which left me on my own devices to figure this out. Through my experiences, I fully understand that I am 18 and have very little experiences, which is why I'm contacting you. I've come to up with a few, that's how I wrote it, I've come to up with a few things that I think constitutes being a real man and principles I live by currently. Never chase pussy, learned that from the Twin Cities finest. Think for yourself, master your craft, and be able to do something of value. Learn from other people's experiences and mistakes. It saves a lot of time. Work smart, not hard. Stick up for yourself. Don't owe anyone. I would also say don't borrow from, but that is don't lend to anyone either. Be honest even when it's not pretty to do so. That one, be honest only to people you love and care about and deserve it. Liars, cheats, and scoundrels, they deserve to be lied to. Perfect example, the 16, 17-year-old beggar kid, the bag boy at the grocery store I went to. Trump had just got elected, and he was like, oh yeah, what do you think about Trump getting elected? I'm like, oh, I don't know much. Yeah, I know, it kind of sucks. And I asked him what was he going to major in, and he said, theater. If I was honest with him, that would have helped him out. I want this piece of shit scumbag to suffer as much as possible. So I encouraged him. I was dishonest with him and told him, like, boy, if you're going to make it in that field, you're going to have to get a doctorate. I mean, it's really tough. That doctorate's really going to help. And so I hope to God he took my advice. Because you have to punish evil with the same weapons they use against you. Sometimes, he was just young, naive, and stupid. Nah, I don't care. By that age, you should understand parasitism. And if you cannot rebuke your teacher's indoctrination and brainwashing, I just have no respect. I'd like you to comment or add on to this list. I understand that this list isn't perfect, but some things that I haven't been taught but will help me in life would greatly be appreciated. I'd like a video request. Name your price, you capitalist pig. Sincerely, your neighbor up north. All right. So the first one to the list, I probably say this is the most important. Do not be a parasite. Support yourself. Now, this may change depending on, like, if Hillary Clinton was elected and the Democrats took over and they started socializing and nationalizing everything, well, I'd be like, okay, be a parasite, because it doesn't pay anymore. So you have to be able to judge and discern, but in an otherwise free world, you should not be a parasite. You don't collect a government check, you don't live off your parents, you don't live off of other people. If the government's going to offer you money because other people voted in it, okay, fine, but you always vote for independence. You always vote for freedom. But then if a socialist dictatorship comes in, like, yeah, fuck it, I'm smoking my cigar. Oh yeah, I'm working, I'm a college student. I'm going to go major in Karl Marx dick-sucking studies. Another one, be in shape. Because you boys are all going to want to have a hot girl that's in shape. Well, then you better be in shape yourself. The gym is your mandatory part-time job. Terribly sorry. Develop a devastating personality via hobbies, adventures, and intellectual exploits. What I love is young men, starting from puberty on, you want to have this devastating personality to impress the ladies, is how young men think that a devastating personality can be attained through mere thought or studying in a matter of months or weeks. Or an attitude adjustment. It is not that. Some of those things certainly help, but a devastating personality is like a scotch, a fine scotch. It takes years to age and develop. And the way to do that is to go out and do what you want to do and be very interesting. You will develop your own unique flavor. You'll have your own type of barrel, cherry oak, scorched or not. You'll develop and form into your own flavor of scotch. Now, if you're an average standard dude, bro, who got his MBA and you're in sales and you buy your used Beamer and you go to the nightclubs and you go after the hot chicks, you are Coors Light. That is you're filth, you're boring, you're flavorless. Not only are you not interesting to women, you're not interesting to guys. So I suggest you boys do exactly what you want to do, whatever obscure, weird hobby. Some guy asked me, he said, is this hobby all right? I'm like, do you want to do it? And it was weird. I forgot what it was. I wish I remember. It wasn't anything creepy or bad. But I'm like, yeah, go do it. Oh, wait. Oh, what was it? I almost had it. It was something like he wanted to go into sword fighting reenactment. I'm like, yeah, go do it. That's more interesting than fucking Chipperson with his leased Beamer trying to buy a girl, whatever, a Cosmopolitan or whatever those girls drink nowadays. So, and it's going to take time, but it is your hobbies, adventures, and intellectual exploits. Like at night, do you listen to podcasts? Do you listen to something interesting? I strongly recommend you do. Be willing to tame the shrew. Especially today, women are you're going to want to chase after girls, and if you want to chase after girls, there's chasing and wooing and all that other stuff. But you're going to have to be willing to train them and tame them because they are programmed to be all strong, independent-minded, and fish bicycle don't need no man. And I'd be very appreciative if they were truly independent. Usually they're not. Usually they're relying on daddy's dime, a government dime. They want to be bailed out of their student loans. They rely on completely made-up government make-work jobs so they can be quasi-employable with their sociology degree. So they have this huge attitude. You throw in movies and academia and teachers and politicians and dad just, yeah, nothing's too good for my little princess. Here's a new car. Don't crash it around the tree. Oh, you did already. Here's another new car. Nothing's too good for you, sweetheart. So you're going to run into a gal that could actually be pretty cool deep down inside, but is usually going to have some lip or attitude. It's going to be loving Hillary Clinton. You're going to have to be, if you want to marry, date long term, you're going to have to convince them why they're wrong. You have to tame them, train them. Watch McClintock. It's instructional. Learn to work on cars, computers, and some carpentry. I'm not asking you to be a master mechanic or tradesman, but you should be able to assemble a computer, swap out RAM, put in another hard drive, backup hard drive. Cars, you should be able to at least change oil, be able to check if the tires are all right. I don't mean pressure, like look at them, like how many millimeters they got left on the tread. And depending on how old the car is, the older the car is, the easier they are to work on. Nowadays, like if you want to replace a radiator, good luck. You almost got to take that in. And then carpentry, being able to fix things around the house, toilets, plumbing, being able to wire electricity, wiring lights, wiring outlets, that's important as well. Prepare to go it alone. There are going to be many adventures in life. Many opportunities, many crises. And you and a group of people are going to have to go that way. We got to go we got to go this way. Could be college. Could be something at work. And you're going to say, okay, we better get going. A real man knows what the task is ahead of him and doesn't care. It's got to get done. It has to get done. And he's going to go do it. The vast majority of, unfortunately, men and women today may acknowledge that, but they're too lazy to do it, and they're not going to go with it. Group work projects is a perfect example. I did all my group work projects on my own because I knew it would get done, and I'm not going to wait for a bunch of low IQ business majors of the Carlson School of Management to get their dicks out of their mouths and actually fucking finish the project on time, let alone at an A+ level. So you have to be prepared to go it alone. I've also had I think about this in a post-survival or post-apocalyptic survival world where I have all the people and family and friends, and I'm thinking there's like 3 that might be able to keep up with me. I'm like, oh, we gotta go. We gotta hightail it out of here. And people are gonna hem and haw. Some people are just gonna be too damn fat. Some people are just not gonna be carrying their weight. They're not gonna help out. And you gotta be able, yeah, you know what? See you, bye. I'll see you guys there. No. There's safety in numbers. Not for me. That's almost the better rule. You want it so that there is no safety in numbers with you. Like it's mutually equal. Whether you're alone, whether you're a lone wolf or in numbers, you're equally safe. Even in a lone wolf situation, you're probably safer because people screw up shit. You must be able to be alone. Men who constantly sit within groups and parties, and I'm a big social guy. Don't get me wrong. But men that have to be like at a party and drinking and boozing and all that, and woo, and cannot go out on a 3-day hike on their own. That is you not being comfortable with yourself. You not only need to be comfortable with yourself so you can be alone, but being alone builds up character, gives you the quiet time for you to sit and think things through, and helps you really understand your place in the world, what you can achieve, and gives you great ideas. That came up with Asshole Consulting while alone. I was driving across Kansas, and boy, is there no you're alone out there. So you look at a special example would be Rush V, his book, Dead Bat in Paraguay. He's alone. I know there's people in South America around him, but he doesn't speak that language. He was alone for 18 months. And that forges a man to not only become a very interesting man himself, but there are times you're going to be alone. And you can either steel yourself and galvanize yourself preparing for that, so that when you are alone, you are okay. Military men will say the same thing. You're alone a lot. So you'll be able to handle it, but it also makes her a more interesting person. So I'd say that. Punctuality. Be the fuck on time. Your time is no more valuable than other people's, and that's what you are. You're a thief. You're a thief of other people's time, other people's lives when you are late. You are not better than those. That's why I detest people who are late. I detest them because they're arrogant and cocky. They actually think that their time is more valuable than yours. So that's why I always try to be on time. Along the same lines, do what you said you were going to do. It's pretty simple, but apparently a lot of people have a problem with that one. Know how to fight as well as shoot and clean guns. Everybody loves to shoot guns. No one wants to clean guns. You have to clean the gun after you shoot it. Otherwise, after a while, it won't shoot no more. Then you just have a very expensive stick. And you should be able to fight and able to defend yourself and other people you love. I'm not saying you got to go and become a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. I don't even think there is a purple belt now. I think it's just blue and then it goes black. It doesn't have the same belt hierarchy as karate. So that's a standard one. Do not let beauty affect your judgment. That's hard. Because you'll look at a girl and your IQ will go down by about 10 to 15 points and you'll start making dumb decisions. You must be able to remove beauty from how you're going to interact with beautiful women. Okay? As you get older, you'll make the connection. It's like, you know, when you see like a big spider, you're like, well, that's because many millions of years ago, millions of your ancestors saw a spider that bit them and then they were fucked. And so now it's, look out, because there's danger there. Now if I see like a 9 or a 10, I'm like, oh, because there's danger there. If you get to that point, you reprogram your brain where instead of, you're like, oh, hey, yeah, I'm just going to give you a wide berth, and I'm going to walk that way. That's a good place. I think a lot of guys do attain that, where they won't just be like, I remember when I was a young kid, I'm like, yeah, oh, girls. But then back in my day, girls were actually attractive. So maybe this isn't a problem for you. Maybe you're just like, oh, gee, horse blinders. Oh, I want to see another tattoo. Perseverance is very important. Dedication. If you have a goal, you have a mission, you have a job, you will finish it. And you will finish it in a timely manner. You will have bumps in the road of life all the time. There will be hurdles. There will be people that just don't want you to do it. There will be people trying to obfuscate and harass you. You just gotta keep on going. Sometimes, now it requires wisdom to know when it's a lost cause. But I've rarely seen a man or a woman push something to the point it was a lost cause that required work. And like chasing after some girl you have a crush on. Okay, that's a lost cause. That's dumb. Perseverance is a waste of time there. But when it comes to a career or entrepreneurship or an idea or something. A work of art. Well, my buddy Khan, he'd work days in a row just working on one piece of art just so it could get done. Same thing with my books. Get it done. Accepting what you do and do not control / removing emotion from decisions. I was going to say become callous, indifferent, and aloof, but that's not what it is. And this is probably as important as not being a parasite, is identifying what you do and don't control. And then more importantly and harder is letting go of caring about that. Politics, for example, you don't control the fact that all your Canadian idiot buddies voted in the little princess you have now. All right, I mean, Obama was bad, but Obama was somewhat of a man. You have the world's biggest pussy as a president. Not the world's biggest pussy as president right now. You gotta let that go. You can't let that bother you because you didn't control. Did you vote the way you? Who was it? Was it Harper that ran against him? Who ran against him? Oh, it doesn't matter. The fact is, you don't control it. That's the way that one went. You let go now. And then the inverse of that, the consequences of if you don't let go of what you don't control, is all the leftists and liberals now who have one man ruining their lives every day, and that's Trump. Trump alone has whittled off thousands, perhaps millions of years in terms of life expectancy off of liberal Americans, just by the stress he causes them. Not because he does anything particular. He's just president. They are so pissed off that they don't have control of the presidency, and this guy doesn't care what they say. Plus, their entire lives are dependent upon government aid, so maybe that's why they're pissed off. But I laugh almost because millions of American leftists have not learned that lesson, and that is your president. And CNN, oh my gosh, how many millions of dollars has CNN spent chasing the Russia thing? Oh my God. So if you learn to have like this Zen-like approach, you accept what you do and do not control, it saves you ass loads of time. It takes time. Time and energy. You were gonna fret and worry and piss away on something you don't control, and then it allows you to reinvest it in something that you do control, or just go have fun and relax. So that's that. And akin to that is removing emotion from decisions. That's hard. There's people you love and hate, and there may be this emotional outcome you want. No, you have to remove emotion. What is the logical outcome? You want to pull a Dr. Spock. What is logical? What is efficient? What should be? That will do that. And then foresight, as it pertains to letting go of pride, especially for young men. And keep in mind, I'm not 100% track record. I am not batting 1,000 with this list. I have failed in many of these regards, and this is one of them. And that is have the foresight to see where your actions are going to lead you, especially prideful ones. I will revisit it again, especially you young boys out there. You're going to run into some equally cocky, moronic douchebag who's a 23-year-old who's going to want to get in a fight or stepped on your foot or accidentally spilled a beer on you, or whatever. You're going to have a guy who's just had a real bad day and ram you off the road. You're going to have a guy who gives you the whatever. And you have every right to go and beat the living shit out of him. You have to have the foresight and the ability to let go of your pride to realize that if you follow up on your pride and attack him, you get into a fight, you stand up for your girl, whatever, not only could you end up in the hospital, but more importantly, you're going to have a criminal record. There are going to be legal costs and consequences, and then there are economic costs and consequences. You have a criminal record, wonder how that's going to affect your ability to get a job. So it's it's control of your anger. There are times that, yes, self-defense, somebody touches your kid, somebody rapes your wife, you go after. Yeah, there's some time where, yeah, I'll go to jail. That's fine. But some guy slashed your tires. Is it worth going there and putting him in a wheelchair for the rest of his life? And then you're in jail for 5 to 10 years, maybe 15 if it's involuntary manslaughter. That's the stuff you got to think about. Heck, there was in Wyoming, the guy got in a fist fight, and the guy punched another guy and knocked him out. And it wasn't the punch that killed him, but the guy fell and hit his head on a little outcropping of the floor bar area, and it broke his neck, and the guy died. The guy got charged with manslaughter. I guarantee he did not mean to kill that man. He just wanted to punch him and hurt him a little bit. He accidentally killed him. It's shit like that. You know, are you going to end up in jail? And that's it. That is Cappy. What is this? All right, you boys got questions. I got answers. HassleConsulting.com. Tune into the Older Brother podcast. You can find that by searching the Clary podcast or the Older Brother podcast. You'll find it. It's on the same RSS feed. We got a ton of books out there for you, boys. You need wisdom. You want to save yourself a lot of time, agony, pain, and money. You go to Amazon.com. My best book probably for you right now would be Bachelor Pad Economics. But do not forget Worthless, Young Person's Indispensable Guide to Choosing the Right Major. And Reconnaissance, man. Read those books before you even begin to think about going to college. And if you're already in college, you're out of college, you don't know where you're going, you don't know what to do, please read Reconnaissance, man. It's very important. All the links to all my stuff is down below. Share this with a young man or a young woman, if they are open-minded enough to listen, if they happen to be going down the wrong road. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.